bro?
What's poppin', bro?
How you feeling, man?
Decent. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm blessed. You know, been chilling, been working, just laying low for a little while. So,
For sure.
how you been?
I'm decent, man. I'm blessed. I'm here trying to make shit happen.
I already know.
Trying to make things happen. Ready to get this shit started?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright. Welcome back, YouTube. Another episode, special episode of Check Yourself. I've been saying I'm gonna try to do better with the intro. I'll be having people introduce themselves, but it's to check yourself. You gotta check your shit like you gotta check in. You feel me? Check yourself in. You did. But this one right here is special for the simple fact that when I first got started with my clothing line, I believe Glenn threw me the oop to you. Yeah, and ever since you've been rocking with me. So, you know, check yourself into the people, man. Let the people know who you are.
It's good, y'all. It's Juice Skywalker, CEO of P.U.S.H Records. Can I get a push?
Push.
Yeah.
For sure. And like I said, y'all, like when I first started doing this, he, you know what I'm saying, welcomed me with open arms and hit me up, you know what I'm saying, every time he was doing an event or when he could squeeze me into an event. So, you know, and I'm one of them dudes who stay with my day ones, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, like I don't care who I'm working with, this my man's, you know what I'm saying, I'll still, you know what I'm saying, I'm down for you. So I appreciate you highly, you know what I'm saying. Juice, tell the people where you're actually from, man.
Well, I'm actually from?
Yeah, where you actually from? Where you from?
I'm from a bunch of different places, right? Okay. So first and foremost, I'm Gambian American. My parents are from Gambia. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I've never been there before yet, but I want to go back. Okay. Gambia is like a slither of a country on the very west coast of Africa. So it's surrounded by Senegal. Mm-hmm. So Senegal and Gambia is like the same, pretty much same country. It's just got divided up a little bit.
Word.
So I'm Gambian American. I was born in the Bronx, but I was raised here in Minnesota my whole life. Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center. Okay. Spent my whole life there, pretty much.
Yes. I don't think I knew that.
Not a lot of people know that.
Hey, when I get motherfuckers in this chair, I swear to God, I be finding out that like, yeah, you used to live there. Like I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, BX. That's what's up. You ever go back there?
No. We don't really have any connections there. They just kind of went there after they came from down there. That's where I was born. And I guess, you know, it wasn't too much of a family-friendly place. And the jobs there. Yeah. And my dad had one of his good friends were here in Minnesota, and he was like, come over here, we got better jobs, it's more friendly. Right. So we came over here and stayed over here since then.
Right. The real Wakanda, huh?
The real Wakanda. I keep trying to tell people, Black Panther and Wakanda is based off of Gambia. Now, if you know that little thing right there, what they do with their lips? Right. Only other Gambians can see it, because I do that, and then people think, you know, I'm crazy or something, but I'm really not. We got... It's based off of Wakanda. Okay. And we also got the best jollof rice.
Hey.
People will argue. Yeah. It's actually jollof rice originated in Gambia. And then it went out to the world, and then you got these people trying to claim that they got better ones and they don't. Right. I tried them. It just doesn't match. They don't got the flavor. Some of them are just dry. Yeah. I be trying to tell people Gambian jollof rice is the best. The meat, the rice, the flavor is all there. I dig it. I think I gotta try some. I wish I brought some to the West Africa Love concert that I had for the independence. I wish I had it there, because
that was dope.
I would have been able to educate the people for real. For
sure. So who is Juice? Who is Juice, man?
Who is Juice?
Mr. Skywalker.
Man, Juice he's a cool guy. Real humble beginnings. I was fortunate enough to be raised by both my parents, so I have my dad in my life, my mom in my life, so they've been able to give me a lot of structure and guide me in a lot of things, how to deal with life situations, how to deal with family situations. So I think that just having that good role model, having the good role models in my life that I had kind of helped make me who I am today. And then I got my big brother Steezy. He's pretty big. You know, he was somebody I really looked up to growing up, because he started hooping and I tried to start hooping again, or hooping too, and he was really big in our community. So, and he's a positive role model. Like, I look at him, he graduated graduated college. Now he's the sales manager at a car dealership. He's doing his thing. But me, myself, I'm a real family guy. You know, cool dude, humble. I don't really be trying to get into too much craziness.
Right.
You know, I just be trying to chill.
Right.
But
You got to.
if people try to get crazy with me, you know, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
You know, people can play internet games sometimes, but when you see them in person, it could be a whole different thing.
That's a fact, though.
But overall, I'm just a cool guy. I don't be trying to get into drama. I just try to be cool with everyone.
Right.
Why delve in negative shit when there's so much more to life?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Where did Juice come from? Where did like far as the name?
Oh, that's a good question. Hey,
Where did that come
a lot
from?
of people don't know this, right?
Right.
So I'll have to say like 8th grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Soulja Boy had this song called Juice, and the song was like, I think the chorus was just Soulja got the juice, Soulja got the juice, right? And I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, the song got the juice, right? And I used to play that song so much in my headphones going to school, so I just started like writing it everywhere. I did this project and took it, and I wrote Juice on like this toolbox that I made, and then I just kind of stuck with it. But the thing is, no one really called me it until after I got out of high school. Because, you know, growing up through like middle school through junior high, middle school through high school, people know me as a song at that time. So it would be kind of hard for them to kind of switch from my real name to a nickname. So when I got out of high school and started doing like the music stuff, I wouldn't introduce myself as my real name. I just say Juice. So so that's how I kind of stuck on now. But back then, no, it was just a song. But Juice has been with me ever since, and I've been at the Juice.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
And
some motherfuckers will be having a story. They be like, shit, woke up one day, nigga.
There's real stuff
my name
behind
was
it.
Black 9.
And then also it helped out because when I got out of high school, I started working and I was able to get my drip up with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Started being able to dress myself a bit better, so it kind of stuck. It kind of helped a little bit. Helped it out.
Most definitely can dig that. I can dig it. P.U.S.H Records. What's the name? Where did you come up with it? What's the acronyms for it? What's going on with it, man?
Okay, that's a story right there too.
Okay.
So P.U.S.H didn't start out as P.U.S.H originally. So AK Fields, I've known him since 10th grade.
Right. Salute to AK.
We went to Park City. Shout out to PC. He was rapping back then before I ever met him, and then throughout high school he was rapping. He was with another group. 2 years after we graduated, I go to basic training, military shit. Go there. I'm gone from like January to like May. Come back, and there's this event. It was in August 2017. I remember because that was the day that we're like, oh, let's make our own label. So we went to like this Barnhouse event. He performed there. We were like, hey, we should get into this music stuff. Let's make our own group. Let's manage you ourselves type shit. And they kind of trusted me because I was on my way to finish my associates at the time. So they're like, oh, you kind of know more about it, so you know what I'm saying, you can run it.
And that was in business or management? Or?
Business.
Okay.
All that. So originally when we started off, it was called AIM Records.
AIM?
Yeah, AIM. It was a whack name. I think it was like inspire, motivate, something like that, and it just wasn't it. It just wasn't it. And they changed it to 763 Entertainment area code shit because we're from Brooklyn Park. Also, they did not like that name. So right around Thanksgiving, we're in AK's basement. It's me, him, Matt, Colin, Muddy Troubles, Tori, this other girl named Ari was there, and we was there in the basement for like 5 hours coming up with names, trying to come up with a different name and everything. They were trying to suggest some bullshit. AK said red flag, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. Yellow tape, I was like, no, we're not doing that. Ari, she said push, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Push, pull, punch, kick, that don't mean nothing. We were coming around like 5 hours being down there, and we were almost like, maybe we just need to go home and try to figure it out. Colin, he was down there, but he was just like bullshitting the whole time. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, he kept suggesting his name to be our new name and stuff. So he brought up the name P.U.S.H again. I was like, that doesn't mean anything. And then he said, persevere in society's hate. And then when he said that, it was just like, everyone's mind was just blown.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, that's the name.
Right.
That's perfect. It means something. P.U.S.H, you know, it's easy.
Right.
You know, we were like, yo, genius. Where you at 5 hours ago when you bullshit? We could have been done. Rebranded at the beginning of 2019 and then just started rocking from there.
That's what's up. So, one thing, being from the 763, Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, you know what I'm saying? It's the burbs, you know what I'm saying? But it's connected with Over North. For some apparent reason, we feel this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tied in, you know what I'm saying? But overall, do you feel like being from out there, it blackballs you from the city?
No.
Not at all?
No, not at all.
I know the story you just told, like, you know what I'm saying, they wanted you to be the manager, you know what I'm saying, because of the background that you had, but like, what actually made you pursue it to make you see, like, I see the vision, you know what I'm saying, like this is what I want to do? Because like you said, you had a degree, you know what I'm saying, you was focusing on your degree and you got things going on, you military, you know what I'm saying. Was you even thinking about the military at the time?
What?
When you first started the whole P.U.S.H thing?
I was already in.
Oh, you was already in. So you've been in there for
the military thing came before music or anything even.
Okay, bet. So like, how you kind of intertwine that too? Like, what was your mindset at?
You know, AK's like my brother, right?
Right.
So he's been doing it for so long, and I kind of saw that the people he used to work with before kind of weren't really doing too much with him. So we were just kind of like, you know, we all brothers. We can all make our own thing, just kind of center it around you, and then build up from there. Right. So that kind of what gave me my motivation. Was like, let me help my guy out and try and get his music out here. Try and get him some motion out here.
That's most definitely what's up. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody's trying to rap now. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody. I
know I'm not a rapper, so I was like, let me try and stick to something I can
play your position. That's the most important key, people. Play your position. Stop trying to be everything.
Not everyone has to be the rapper.
Most definitely. As of right now, is AK Fields the only artist that you have, or you know what I'm saying?
No, right now we got Tori working with Mavum. And trying to build from there.
That's what's up. So since you started this, what would you say like one of your biggest failures as far as starting this whole thing? Because you know a lot of people, we always talk about the good and celebrate the good. We don't ever talk about the bad. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't establish roles. Starting off would be the biggest fuck up out of it. Out of that is one of my biggest regrets. I wish I would have had established people in established roles do certain things for P.U.S.H, and they knew and understood that that's what they needed to be doing. There were some people that I brought around that didn't really have any business being brought around, and I just kind of tried to throw them in there just to kind of see what they can do, and it just kind of resulted in more fuck-ups. So, and you know, sometimes in business, it might be best to go with people that you don't know to build a business with as compared to people that you do know. Sometimes the line between friendship and business can be like blurry at times. It can cause for decisions to be made out of emotion as compared to what's actually should be happening.
That's a fact.
But that doesn't mean that doing business with your friends is bad. But if you are, you just got to establish that there's a line between our friendship and how we're family and shit that needs to happen for the business. And my big thing would just be, I wish I established a structure.
So what would you say was one of your biggest successes since you started this?
Of how we were able to kind of unite what was a music community. Right. We're able to bring out different artists, put them into different places that they've probably never been before, giving them opportunities to display their talents to different people will probably be the biggest success that we've had. And just kind of the growth that I've seen from artists as well, from when I when we first started to today, they've grown a lot, both as artists and as people. So just kind of seeing that growth will be the big success for me.
That's what's up. I feel you. I most definitely understand that feeling. So
see the progress.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? If you're a helpful person, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that only happens with people that's helpful. You know what I'm saying? That wants to help. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people you won't even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's a lot of greed and bullshit. Like when it comes into them helping you. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's for a reason. A lot of people don't have it. Like I feel like you a person who don't have a reason. I just want to help. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
just show that love.
Exactly.
I don't really need you to do anything back for me. Because if I'm doing something for you, I'm doing it for you.
Exactly.
Type shit.
One question outside of the entrepreneurship I want to ask you: what made you get into the military?
Oh man, Mac. That's my brother. He got into there probably like 2 years before me. Okay. And he was talking about how the benefits are great and it's all amazing stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went to college my first semester, had to pay for it out of pocket, didn't like that. So I was like, might as well just get into the military then. And I kind of watched the videos, watched what training was like. And I was like, I think I can do this. So I did it, and it was fun. Basic training, boot camp, AIT, it was fun. It was hard work, but at the end of the day, it was like, when I finished it, I felt real good, because like, damn, I really got through this grind. It was early mornings, like you wake up at 4:50 a.m., go downstairs, work out for like an hour and a half, come back, you got a half an hour to clean yourself up, go to breakfast, and you go to training, whatever training events you have for the day. And it was a great experience. I met people from all across the country there. I've met people there that never met black people in real life. Really? Yeah. There. I've met people there that's never seen white people ever. Yeah. Like there was people there that's crazy, that are from like remote places of the country, to where it's like only their kind of people. And then because we don't have our phones there the whole time, so it's like you don't have no other choice but to talk to these people. Exactly. So it was like a real good learning experience, because we learned, they learned from us, we learned from them. Everyone's just kind of on like the same level, pretty much.
That sounds like a dope ass experience. I ain't gonna say.
They make sure that everyone is the same there. That's why no one gets to have their hair. You're all in the same uniform. You're all the same. It don't matter what age you are. There were people there. I was 19 when I went into there. There were people there that was like 34. There's people there in their 20s, mid-30s, all that shit. And it was like we're all the same basic boot here, going through the same shit. And it was, I think everyone should do it at least once in their life. Nah. It's a good experience. Do it once in your life.
Dude, I don't have, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing against nobody and nothing. It's just, I don't think I'll do it.
The military ain't for everyone. Now, when I say
that's a fact.
Everyone should do it once. I just say it because of the experience I had. To me, it was funny.
This special episode of Check Yourself is brought to you by B3 nuts too, man. Look, check it out. Right now, as far as P.U.S.H Records, what's the biggest challenge that you face?
Kind of trying to get into different venues, newer venues, trying to get into like these bigger places for like performances. It's like trying to fucking, I don't know, try to fight a gorilla almost. Because it's like you want to get into these certain places, but then they got these some places don't even respond to your email. You can email them like 10 times and they'll be like, and then you can go talk to them in person. They're like, oh, did you email me? And I'm like, yeah. And then they still don't respond. Or some places you email them, they respond, but then they got like a weird waiting list. Whereas like they'll give you a date, but then they already have 5 people set for that date, and you're like the 5th option. It's just a bunch of tomfoolery that comes into that. And I'm trying to get into different venues would be the biggest challenge. And then another thing, just trying to get the music out there and try to build a fan base that wants to listen to the music, and who the fan base is, trying to identify who we should be reaching and who's gonna be receptive to this song and where would they be more receptive to the song. It's just it's hard.
Yeah, it most definitely can be. That traveling part, man, Minnesota artists most definitely got to start doing that.
You got to travel.
Yeah, most definitely.
You got to see the world. Got to take your music outside of here. Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
That's how you build a fan base.
That's a fact, most definitely.
I don't really know how I feel about going viral either. Because sometimes you can go viral, you have a song, you can go everywhere you want with it, and then you release your next song, and people like, they hate it.
Yeah.
And you're just dead after that. Like, you got to maintain that same type of energy on the next song.
Most definitely.
It's hard because, like, if you maintain the same energy, people going to be like, oh, it's the same song you just put out. But if you switch it up, they might be like, oh, this is terrible. So it's like, it's a 50-50 shot with that. But at this point, it's just kind of like, you just got to build a fan base. You know, a song could pop. And then if you got some hot shit to go with it, then you know that's how you can maintain. But it's kind of different in this era.
But if you just be like natural, I feel like when you just be your natural self on the track, it flow. Like, you ever get into the Griselda family? You ever listen to them?
I haven't, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, Benny,
like
Benny the
big.
Butcher.
Yeah.
Benny. Bro, Conway and them. If you listen to them, you'll be like, this ain't, you know, some people listen to this ain't no shit I bump, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but it's like, they done got to me, you know what I'm saying, like, I can listen to the motherfuckers and they be spitting that shit when you really listen to them, and they got a core fan base, you know what I'm saying, like you say, I heard of them, at least, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, these dudes is
they can rap.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Most definitely, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about, I feel like when you just being your natural self, you could end up being that core fan base, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you got something to talk about, because everybody gonna relate to it somehow. I look at it like this. If I at least get 10 motherfuckers here that listen to it, I know there's another 10,000 out there that listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or 100,000, whatever. So, I don't know. It's just about your mindset and how you process and go about shit. So, you know, whatever.
How you go about it and kind of where you're trying to aim.
Next question is usually, the original question is, if you would go back to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? But you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people feel like that's too close. Like, nigga, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm still young, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, but just your younger self, you know what I'm saying? At any age range, you just think that, like, damn, I wish I would have known this around this time, because I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would you tell your younger self? Like,
go back to, like, the third grade version of myself and be like, hey, tell your parents to go, you want to start playing basketball, because I wish that I could have gone to college on like a athletic scholarship or something.
Dude, I think about that shit sometimes too. Like,
that would have made my life so much easier. Just, you know, just commit to that, play it, be good at it, and be good enough to get like offers and scholarships through that. But then I also would have gone to my 8th grade version of myself and tell them to keep playing soccer, because I was cold at soccer. Like, if I would have kept playing it, I probably would have been a D1 defender, honestly, because I used to play for the BPAA my younger years, and I was the best defender in every team that I played playing soccer. And the only reason why I fell out of love with it is because, like, for like the first 6-7 years that I was playing, it was just championship teams only. Like, we'd have undefeated seasons. We were only competing for championship. I always been interested in like soccer, hockey, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I've been to multiple hockey games, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been to a soccer game. I'm gonna go to that new stadium and give me some tickets. You been there? No, I haven't, but I seen my brother, my little brother, he's really into soccer. He went there.
That shit look tough though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some tough shit. You know what I'm saying? To play soccer and run down the ball and try to kick that motherfucker.
Constantly running. Like,
man, you be seeing motherfuckers actually making moves, like they actually like they dribbling or something. They shake you up and shit. I be like, dude, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a lot of skill that goes into it.
Most definitely. So, what's a piece of advice that you would tell somebody who's trying to start their own label, trying to start their own group, and, you know, make it happen?
Just be ready for the grind. It's gonna be hard. It's tough. You know, it's tough to get yourself out there. You just gotta be really ready for that nightlife that comes with it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of nights out there. You're gonna be a lot of late nights for sure.
Not to cut you off, especially if you're an introvert, because even me doing pop-ups, bro, I done miss pop-ups because I be so damn tired. I be like, damn. I fell asleep, bro. Like, I be dead, especially you work, you got kids, and you doing a whole lot of shit. That shit do come into play. And you know, you don't try to make excuses because it's like, shit, how you gonna get it then? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gonna have to do it, but I most definitely will miss a pop-up because I'm tired. I fell asleep. So, but yeah, that nightlife, you got to be prepared for it.
There's a lot of energy goes into that.
Yeah.
Have yourself a team for sure. A good team will be key for you. Sir Jones, he hunted down Mac House.
Shout out to Sir Jones.
Shout out to him. He hunted down Mac House.
Shout out to Mac House.
And they kind of put us on a lot of shows. You know, he linked up with them. Mm-hmm. And got a lot of shows with them, and they have shows like every weekend, so that kind of got us out there. Took what we learned from there and just kind of started doing our own thing too, so shout out to them. Be ready to network, meet people, be cool, don't think you're too cool for people.
Right, exactly.
And just be humble, you know. Ain't nobody better, no one's better than the next. Everyone's just trying to be great, so.
That's a fact. At least 3 books or 3 podcasts, or it could be 1 book, 2 podcasts, 2 books, 1 podcast, that you would recommend for somebody to enlighten them. You know what I'm saying?
So crazy, they're both books by rappers, and both of them had beef with each other. Yeah. So I read this 50 Cent book. I think it was called, I forgot what it's called. It was a 50 Cent book and a Rick Ross book. Rick Ross's book was called The Perfect Day to Become a Hustler, I think. And the 50 Cent book was called something. I'm sure it got rich in it, but it was something like that. But you can look it up. It got him. He's like dressed up on
like 20 motherfucking books.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it. But it was those 2 books. A podcast I would recommend. $1 Million Worth of Game too. Is another podcast.
Yeah, most definitely.
They funny as hell, but when they do get serious, you know, it can be some real keys that they drop there.
Most definitely, especially my boy Wallow.
Wallow.
Yeah. Where could the listeners find you at? Where can they reach Juice? Where can they reach P.U.S.H? You know what I'm saying?
You can reach P.U.S.H. Instagram's P.U.S.H Records. Mm-hmm. You can reach me personally. My Instagram is Juice Skywalker 23. You can find me on Facebook, Hassan. I don't know if I want to give y'all my last name, but I'm sure you find the P.U.S.H page, you'll find me on there. I'm trying to keep my Instagram updated, try to get some new pictures on there, but I ain't been too fly this summer, but I'm about to get fly this fall.
You gave up. Hey, it's time, you know what I'm saying? They all take time, you know what I'm saying? So I understand. I'm trying to do the same shit. Build up my little, personal shit in my business, so it's like it's gonna come together.
Because you yourself is a brand,
yes,
you represent yourself.
Yes, sir. Because I work out too, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about eventually when I get to my goal, I'm gonna start doing, more videos. I already got a couple already up there, but it's like shit, you know what I'm saying? I really wanna get in tune because I switched it up, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that's in the communities that I grew up from don't take that shit serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you most definitely got to. It gives you discipline and it helps you in the long run with life. You know what I'm saying? With your relationships, with your, you know what I'm saying? You would just be more, it just open you up more. You know what I'm saying? So
because we young and we too young to be walking around with our check engine light on.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to be an artist and you on that damn stage, goddamn it.
Losing your breath.
Real
falling
talk.
out, come on.
Real talk. You don't want your song in the background rapping for you, feel me? You know what I'm saying? So
that's a whole controversy within itself.
Yeah.
Stop using your vocals.
So how do you okay. Well, you said it. I was about to say so. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Sometimes when people use their back vocals, it helps them. But if you're using it for every performance, nah. it doesn't really show that you know your music.
Exactly.
It's more impressive if you just got your beat going, you just know your lyrics and you rapping it.
Exactly.
You know, you could have your vocals for like the hook and ad-libs and things like that. Like, that's cool, you know, because the hook is what really sells people. But, you know, it's more impressive when you don't have your backing vocals.
Yeah.
Another thing, stop doing these damn songs that aren't released. And then you don't plan to release them either. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, you listen to a song, and you love it,
right.
and then you can't find it anywhere. And then it never gets released.
Right.
Ever. It's like, how can you build a fan base if I'm listening to a song that I can never listen to again? You know, how am I supposed to show people this cold song that I heard you perform if you're not going to release it?
Right.
It's like, if you're going to, like, it's cool to get people excited for it, perform it, but if you're just going to hold on to it, what's the point of holding on to it? Right. And then once you do release it, y'all gotta push that shit. Like, you can't just post it once, post it twice that week, and then forget about it. Like, that's not going. As an artist, if you trying to, like, really, if you got a hit song that you really trying to push, you gotta push it, because you took the time to write it, you took the time to get the beat, you took the time to make the cover art, you took the time to pay for all the shit. Like, people will pay for thousands of dollars to get a project mixed and mastered and all this stuff, and then you take $2,000 to make it, and then you put in like $10 worth of promotion into it, and then it just goes nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, you just wasted $2,000 of your money. Like, if you're gonna make a project, you gotta double that amount to promote it. Like, you gotta promote that shit for like as long as you possibly can, every day, throw it into people's faces, because there was a lot of time and effort that went into making it. So you gotta show people, you know what I'm saying, that this is worth their time, because you put in the effort for it. So that's another thing. So
no, that's a fact.
That's big for me.
That's most definitely.
And that's something that I notice sometimes. It's just like, it blows my mind, because like, you put in this time to make it, put in the time to make sure people are listening to it too, and make sure you get it to a crowd and get it in people's ears. Like, they should love it the same way you love it if you put love into it.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't even realize neither. A lot of these hits too, a lot of songs was made years before it became popular.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Gates was just saying that thinking with my dick, that shit been out for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he put it on his new album because it's generating money. It's like, shit, people want to hear it. All right, fuck it, I'm gonna put it on the album. And I think people just need to start keep pushing your shit, just keep pushing it, because you haven't got it to everybody's ear, man. Just because you dropped it, that's what I'm saying. Minnesota act like they just want to be viral. They trying to go viral. It's like, that's not, we not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not that right now. So therefore, it's like, nigga, you gotta keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and go out of state. I type in Los Angeles. Everybody who say the city they live in Los Angeles, I'm inboxing them nation. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. Like, I'm really trying to push my shit. You feel me? Like, even with this whole little situation I got going on with the interviews or whatever, I've been like, you know, people that I've been looking at this shit, like, I done got some response. You know what I'm saying? By inboxing them, like, listen, you know, I'm trying to do this thing. It'd be cool if I can interview you on the Zoom, and, you know, plus, you know, money costs. I mean, you know, people time costs. So it's like, shit, you know, I'm trying to figure out certain things. And but nah, you know what I'm saying? Even me reaching out, it's like, shit, it's opening, it's showing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, keep doing your thing. You know, people even throw their little messages in there. Keep doing your thing. You know, holla at me whenever. You know what I'm saying? That shit inspiring, because it's like, shit, I just be doing things, bro. Like, honestly, I really don't sit down. I never sat down and thought, oh, this is what I'm about to do and this is how I'm gonna do it. Nah, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a camera right quick. I'm gonna do with the camera. All right, I'm gonna just start doing this. You know what I'm saying? See if it works. With the clothing line, the same thing. You feel me? But I always been that type of, you know what I'm saying, guy that I felt like I was, you know what I'm saying, a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't become the greatest at it, it's like I do good enough where I'm talked about. You know what I'm saying, in that field. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's rapping, basketball, you know what I'm saying, clothing line, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, it's like whatever I do, you know what I'm saying, it's going to become something. It's just about sticking to it and keep, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing it, you know what I'm saying, and find something that's going to, you know what I'm saying, it's going to eventually, you know what I'm saying, pop off.
It's going to hit somewhere.
That's a fact. Hey, push it, push records.
Push it, push.
Push. Man, gratitude, brother.
I
Gratitude
appreciate you
for
having
this.
me.
Y'all gotta go on all platforms and follow my mans, you know what I'm saying? Follow P.U.S.H Records, you know what I'm saying? I don't be doing the little like and subscribe, but y'all need to like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying?
Like and subscribe.
Man, I'm telling you, we trying to do something different for the Twin Cities, man. Fuck all that segregation, separation type shit. Like, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, do something different, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, put the spotlight on entrepreneurs. We got this, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? I know we trying to get our hip-hop scene up, but no, we got to talk about the entrepreneurs, the people that's behind the scenes, that's really putting the time and the bread behind a lot of shit and creating these opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to give them spotlight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to be helpful. You know what I'm saying? So that's my deal. You know.